Undergraduate students are graduating with increasing amounts of debt. In 1993, the Wall Street Journal reported that the average student loan debt was just under $10,000. Currently, it has jumped to over $35,000. Some have proposed of making tuition free for all students. What do you think the federal government ought to do in response to this trend?
Serena, thank you so much. Certainly a question that affects a lot of our audience members today.
Okay, Tom Del Beccaro.
Well, once again, you see a response that's based on government action. We need to understand over the last 30 years, government's gotten more and more involved with education, in fact, nationalized the student loan process. And lo and behold, we told everybody to get a college education and costs rise, because when you subsidize costs, then, or tell people, or give them a free pass, free school, then you increase the demand, and simple supply and demand tells you that doesn't work. Look, I came out of school with $23,000 in debt. I had to make payments for 10 years. I worked 2 jobs. Initially, in some places, I worked all through college. So I know exactly what this is like. The question is, what can you do to solve the problem instead of just tell everybody everything can be free? Because you know what? Our future generations are facing $19 trillion in debt, and that's not free to them. They'll be saddled with that for life. So number one, it isn't just cost cutting, because the reality is that a lot of schools can't cut those costs until you stop subsidizing that process.
Okay, and then finally, Congresswoman Sanchez, you've already gone on the record on this issue in this debate, so we know that you are for free city college, so the question remains, how do you pay for it?
Free community college. So I want to talk a little bit about the whole spectrum of education, because people seem to always focus on the 4-year university, but the reality is I've been at this long enough to understand that not everybody is going to go to a 4-year university. For example, my hairdresser, I want her to do a great job each and every time. She works with chemicals, it's about her health, and so I want her to be trained correctly if that's what she wants to do. And that's why we need to have apprenticeship programs. We have not done enough to work with our unions to ensure that there are apprenticeship programs, to work with some of those for-profit colleges who are doing a good job to train people up. And yes, I have said we need to lower the costs on student loans, and yes, I have said we should double the Pell Grants, and yes, I am for free community college. But the other thing we did at the community college was that I went to Miami-Dade, I saw the programs they had put, where they put a 4-year degree programs into the 2-year university, lowering the cost for students. And now we have that in California.
You get the same question. How do you pay for it?
There's a lot of different ways we can pay for it.
And you've got 30 seconds, so pick one.
Well, I sit on several university boards. For example, Chapman University. I also have sat on our military institutions. Technology is definitely one of the ways in which we can lower the cost. The other way that we lower the cost is that we ensure that we have the, that we afford more of those classes at the community college level. As I said, put some of those 4-year degree programs at the local level. It's also incumbent, I think.
We're out of time. That was a quick response. Thank you.